How many times has UF parents been through this? Your child is so excited to join their sports league, ready to be part of a team, and then you witness that excitement wane and they eventually drop out. In fact, 75% of kids quit sports by the age of 13, and that's a huge number. So what's the reason? My first guest has seen this happen, and he believes it's up to parents and coaches to stop this trend. Steve Locker is the founder of Second Nature Sports Community and Locker Sports Academy here in town. And Steve, nice to have you here, and what a perfect topic for this time of year.
It is. Thanks, Gail. It's nice to be here.
75% of kids drop out by the age of 13. That's even more than I thought. Why? Burnout?
It's a combination mostly of burnout, injuries, things like that. We're getting more and more competitive at younger ages, and with that we have a lot more injury type things going on. They're playing hard, we're ultra competitive, so all of those play into it, yes. Has
organized sport taken the fun out of sport for many kids?
I think it may have. We're seeing a trend where it's become more adult-centric than kid-centric, and I think that plays into it in a large way. And with that input and intensity from the parents, we lose sight of the fact that it's more about having fun, and it becomes more about the competition. And that's, I think, a big problem.
Is it all parents, or are some coaches guilty of this as well? And I'm not saying just high school coaches, but, you know, grade school volunteer parent coaches too.
It is. It's a combination of everything, and I think it revolves around the issue of education and what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. I think we could do a much better job educating our parent coaches, no question, how to make it fun for kids. And to me, that's the biggest part of the equation, because right now, when a child shows up for their team and it's a parent-coach team, it's almost like a lottery system. If you get a good parent who's great at engaging the children and making it fun, those kids will have a blast and they have a better chance of staying in the game. If it's a parent who is out there pushing really hard, they want to win all the time and those kinds of things, that can become a problem for kids. And that's when we start to see the, you know, I want to change, I'm not having so much fun, and those kinds of things creep in. So yeah, that's an issue.
I can see it being difficult because a parent is a volunteer. They think they're doing good, but no one's really taught them how they really should coach. And that's kind of where you can come in.
Exactly. I think there's been a lack of proper education. In many cases, you know, an organization will give a new coach, a pamphlet with a couple training exercises.
Hey, good luck.
Right, or they'll give the parents a one-page contract and tell them that they have to abide by this contract in terms of behavior. And it doesn't go into the details as to why that behavior is important. So we've produced a coaching video series for parent coaches that they can take and use and help ensure that the children are having fun. All appropriate type curriculum. And then I've just completed writing a book for parents, kind of helping them navigate youth sports and kind of equipping them with ways and strategies to ensure that their children are having fun and keeping it in perspective.
It's called Second Nature. That's the name of your company. How did you get to this point? What is your experiences that made you say, I think this needs to be done?
Well, there's a lot of background for me. I spent obviously a lot of years playing the game, and I've been fortunate to play at a high level, both in the U.S. and in Germany. And I coached about 20 years as a college coach. And then the last 9 years I've worked with, personally, over 15,000 children. And in talking to parents on a regular basis about their experiences and the questions that they've had, I saw a need for some help. And that's kind of what took me in this direction.
One of your messages today, I feel, is that to tell parents not to necessarily push their children so hard, to allow them to have that fun, not to say baseball practice on Monday and then you've got tennis on Tuesday and on, and then, oh, let's go to this accelerated league and we're going to travel. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting, and I think it's important for kids to have downtime, almost where they're bored, because now we're forcing them to create things on their own, and children don't get that opportunity because we program everything for them as parents. And so by putting them in an environment where they have to create some things on their own, they're learning a lot of important lessons in those kinds of situations. When we were kids, we made up our games. We solved all our own issues. We didn't have referees. We fought. You know, we did all those kind of crazy things.
We always say back in the day, it was so much better.
Right.
I know you
So
have
much
a
easier.
workshop coming up. We've had your website up there, and where folks can get the DVDs and books. And what about your workshop?
We do have a workshop. We have a couple workshops, one in particular that's open to the public on August 25th, and that'll be at our facility in Gehenna, where we'll be doing several different workshops. We'll do a parent seminar to help parents understand some of the things that they can do and best ways to support their children. We'll have a coaching clinic where the coaches will receive the DVD and we'll work with them in terms of how to engage young children. And then we'll also have a clinic for the kids.
That's great stuff, Steve. Thank you. Great work. Your website's been up there. Hope folks get in touch with you.
Thanks so much, Gail.
Thanks.